Hi everyone, welcome to another edition of Eye on Oshkosh. I'm your host Cheryl Hentz, and very pleased to be doing a show tonight all about scouting. In the first segment of the show, we're going to be talking with one folk from the Girl Scouts, and then in the second segment, we've got several folks here from the Boy Scouts. So it's a good show. I think it'll be wonderful for you, and I'm very happy to have the Scouts here, so welcome.
Thank you.
You are Melissa Loest. You are the communications coordinator for the Girl Scouts of the Northwestern Great Lakes.
Yes, it's a mouthful, and I apologize for not having Scouts with me tonight. Tonight is what we call Cookie Eve, because the Girl Scout cookie program starts tomorrow, and it's very popular to host what we call a cookie rally the night before cookies.
Okay.
So almost all the Oshkosh Girl Scouts tonight are celebrating the night before Girl Scout cookie program starts. And so they're learning and having fun, and it's a good time.
How many Girl Scouts, how many members would you say you have in the Oshkosh region?
In the Oshkosh area, we have about 600 Girl Scouts. And then in our entire council, which serves northern Wisconsin and Michigan's Upper Peninsula, we have about 16,000.
Okay. Is your mic on? Do you have it on?
I just put it on.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, all right. I didn't see it, and I thought, oh no, did it slip off?
No.
Just wanted to make sure we could hear you. So how old do you have to be to get into scouting?
You, a kindergartner, but this year is a new year, a brand new program started where we're now allowing 4K girls to join us.
Okay.
So it has always been historically since the 80s, kindergarten through 12th grade. And then this year we did a soft launch of a 4K program.
Okay, all right. And we have, folks can see, we have a table adorned with all kinds of things. We have cookies, which we're going to talk about the cookie thing since this is Cookie Eve. We've got an elephant. I have to ask, what does the elephant signify?
This year, on here it says, our big theme this year is stand up and stand out. And so every year we have a different mascot, and the girls actually get to vote and choose it. They actually get to choose her name, the whole thing. So this year it's Ella the elephant.
Okay.
And you can earn, this is actually the small one. There's actually a larger one you can earn through the program as well.
Okay.
Yeah, along with fundraising for your troop to do all kinds of activities.
Okay. Well, let's talk about the cookies. I think most people know what, you know, the Girl Scout cookies look like. They're in boxes. There's one though that's s'mores that's in an actual package like that.
Yes. So this is our brand new cookie as of last year.
Let me hold it up so folks can
Oh yes, this is our brand
that.
new cookie as of last year. And the reason why this is in different packaging is because our baker, ABC Baker, there are two cookie bakers. We have ABC. They do a special packaging. This is a recyclable packaging. It is more eco-friendly because there's no cardboard. There's less plastic. The plastics actually make from recyclable materials, and it's actually like scientifically generated because they did a huge study of which pieces they could use that would be less impact on the environment but would still give you a whole cookie at the end, not
very
broken.
good.
Yeah.
And who doesn't like s'mores, really? I mean,
everyone
you know,
loves s'mores.
That's
Everyone
right.
does.
That's right. So let's talk about the cookie program because it's more than just selling cookies.
Yes.
And people getting fat on cookies.
Yes.
Although you can eat a lot of these and probably not gain a lot of weight.
We call them a sometimes food. You gotta, you gotta know when to
moderation,
have them and everything in moderation.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. It is a program. The goal of the program is to teach girls, including little ones in kindergarten, all the way up to 12th graders, what we call the 5 skills that last a lifetime. And those skills include things like goal setting and money management, but also business ethics. And what we want is for each girl at each level to learn something that they can then take into the real world.
Okay.
And I love to use this example. A friend of mine runs a troop, and she has 6th graders up in the Appleton area. And they decided this year that they were going to brainstorm what they wanted to do with their cookie money. And so they came up with all these ideas. But then they sat down and they priced it all out and had a conversation about cost-benefit analysis. Basically,
6th graders.
6th graders, 12-year-old girls sat down and said, well, this event's going to cost $300 and it'll be 3 hours. Or we could do this camping trip that's 2 days that would cost $400. So let's think about what would be better, a 2-day trip or 3 hours at a spa for $300.
See, that's good stuff. And you know, when people go, when they go to look for a job, that first or second job, you know, people are going to ask, you know, to put on the application, what you've done, what skills you have.
Yes.
And those are transferable skills that
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't really realize.
And I don't think the girls themselves, when they're doing it, they're having a good time. They're brainstorming the cool things they're going to do with the money they earn through the cookie sale. But you're right, like that skill is a skill that later in life they can go to their employer and say, I can manage a budget. I
can do cost-benefit analysis. Yep.
I can make the decision about what is better for the organization or the company based upon skills I learned when I was 12 years old or 7 years old and have been doing for 12 years already.
Yep. And if they choose to be a housewife, domestic engineer, as I know some women like to be called, it comes in handy there too.
Yes, managing your own budgets. I actually, jokingly on my own Facebook, talked about this and said, like, how many of us as adults do cost-benefit analysis when we go to the mall to go shopping? None of us do.
Yeah.
But 12-year-old girls do when choosing whether to go to the escape room or to Door County.
Right. Well, and it's so funny that you should say that because I was just sitting down last night in thinking about a possible purchase that I was going to make that was fairly large.
Yeah.
We were doing cost-benefit analysis. So it just last night, less than 24 hours ago. So that's so funny that you should bring that up. So the cookie sale proceeds are helping some troops and individual scouts do some pretty impressive and amazing things too. And a couple that I got from, I believe it was a press release you had sent.
Yeah.
Troop 4450 completed their WOW Wonders of Water journey. Tell us, well, first of all, where is 4450 located?
They're actually out of Swamico.
Okay.
And they're a really cool troop. What they did, and I know there were some Oshkosh girls who attended it as well. A local organization actually offered to host. We earn badges, Girl Scouts earn badges, but we also have long form projects called Journeys. And they take several troop meetings to do. And a local organization came to us and said, we'd like to host one about the watershed. And we're like, well, we have the journey for you, all about water. And so what they did is they took these brownies, so second and third graders, and they taught them all about where their local water comes from and where it goes and how it impacts the environment. And that particular troop in Swamico, to earn the journey, to finish their journey, they have to do what we call a Take Action Project, which is a larger service project. And what they did was they contacted their hometown and said, did you know that all the wastewater that goes down our sewers, like down the storm drains, actually empties into the river? We should mark that. And the city agreed to allow them to mark the concrete on every storm drain in town to say no dumping. And this is second and third grade girls did this themselves and came up with it themselves.
Sure.
Another really good community service project is we had here in Oshkosh, we had a troop of girls, high school girls, who went through scouting together, Girl Scouts together from K through 12, and every single girl in the troop earned their Gold Award, which is our highest award.
Okay.
And the girls did all sorts of things. But after they earned this very prestigious award, our top award, they then came back into the community and planted community gardens all along downtown Oshkosh.
Wow.
With a community garden. After they'd already earned the most prestigious award for community service you can earn throughout Girl Scouts.
They still wanted to
and
take
they
it
still
further.
wanted to take it further.
That's great.
And one of those projects, actually, if you heard about it, the prom dress closet here in Oshkosh.
Yes.
That was a Gold Award project by a Girl Scout.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So stuff we don't even know. We know it's being done, but we don't know that
it's being done by a Girl Scout.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Let's talk about some of the other programming.
Yeah.
What other programming do the Scouts offer?
Well, we offer a myriad of program and everything girls could want. One of our big focuses now is on STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And so this year we actually launched a ton of new science, STEM badges, as well as outdoor badges. And they're in 3 different ways. You can earn an engineering badges, you can earn robotics badges, you can earn, I take it back, 4 robotics badges, computer programming badges, and then we have one about combining outdoors and science, where the girls go out and combine those STEM skills with camping and outdoors. Okay. So it's really been exciting. One of the ones we're really, really excited about is our engineering badges. We went together with Goldie Blocks, the company who builds all kinds of engineering toys for girls.
Okay.
And we have a new set of badges that the girls actually use Goldie Blocks to build machines at different levels. And it's a really cool program. that partners with a really cool company that really believes in what we believe in.
Sure.
Yeah.
I was in scouting when I was
Yeah.
younger, and I reached a certain age and I kind of got away from it. But I know that one of my favorite things about it was the handbook and looking at different
Yes.
ways. The handbook tells you so many different things, but if memory serves me correctly, the badges were outlined in the handbook
Yes.
as well, right?
Yes.
And I enjoyed doing different projects to get badges. I was like an overachiever. I wanted to get
Yeah.
as many badges as I could, and I thought that was a really cool thing. And you fill up that sash.
Yes.
And it was just a neat thing to do, and I really enjoyed it.
And that still exists today. We still have the badge book, and every year we add new badges. So the last 3 years we've added outdoor badges where the girls actually voted on what the badges would be. And so obviously horseback riding is always popular, so we have some new
Yeah.
horseback riding badges,
Sure.
but we also have some canoeing and kayaking and some like advanced camping badges that have come around. And it's really exciting to see what the girls are interested in and what they want to do, because the cornerstone of our program, like you said, is girls making the decision. You went in your badge book and picked the badges that you thought were exciting and put them on your sash and had that pride. And so today we continue to do that. We want the girls to vote. We want the girls to lead. We want the girls to be the people in charge of their adventures.
Sure.
And that's what's really exciting about the program. And so girls go in and they choose those badges, and each badge you have to do 5 things to earn the badge. But then underneath those each 5 things, they have 3 choices of how to earn each section. So if you want to earn a jewelry badge, you have 15 options and you choose 5. If you want to earn a camping badge, you have 15 options and you choose 5. And so it's really exciting. And girls really do, much like doing cost-benefit analysis, girls are decision makers.
Sure,
They
you bet.
They make those choices and they go on their adventures.
Absolutely. In the Boy Scouts, one of the highest levels you can get is Eagle Scout.
Yes.
Now, what do the Girl Scouts have that would be the equivalent
That's
of
the
that?
Girl Scout Gold Award.
Girl
So
Scout
the-
Gold Award.
Yeah,
Okay.
we have 3 levels of awards, and they go by age range. So we have the bronze, which is 4th and 5th grade girls, and we have silver, which is middle school 6th through 8th,
Okay.
and then high school girls can earn the Gold Award.
Okay.
And Gold Award Girl Scouts do incredible projects. Much like I mentioned, Laura Benish, who graduated 2 years ago, she did the prom dress closet here in Oshkosh. Another notable Gold Award recipient actually wanted to keep an invasive species out of the marshes and bred beetles in her backyard in giant like kitty tubs, and then worked with the DNR and kept an invasive species out of the marshes here in Wisconsin. That's the kind of projects, that's the caliber
Yeah.
of projects these high school girls are doing.
Yeah, well, that's wonderful.
It's so exciting to see them. That's one of my favorite parts of the year. Is this time of year Gold Award recipients are wrapping up. They have to have their material in by March 1st.
Okay.
So this time of year is when all of them are coming in, and I get to see the new roster
Sure.
of Gold Award recipients.
That's a really busy time then for them, because
Yes.
they're working on that.
Yes.
Plus,
Yes.
they're doing the cookie sales.
And a lot of them are fundraising for their projects through the Girl Scout Cookie Program.
Okay.
So if they need supplies or anything, they'll fundraise for them so that the organizations or things that they're doing are at no cost to the people. So imagine going out, raising money for a project that you created yourself and have implemented and have to do at least 80 hours of work on.
Yeah.
And fundraising it for yourself.
Yeah.
It's a huge thing. And when girls get their Gold Award, earn it, they actually can go. There's lots of scholarships, and they actually enter the military a rank higher because they're a Gold Award recipient.
Sure. Let me talk a little bit about how the cookies are sold, because society has changed
Yes.
dramatically since when I
Yes.
was in scouting.
Yes.
And that was a long time ago. I don't want to date myself, but it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And, do the girls still go door to door?
Yes, that's
They
the
do.
cornerstone of the program.
Okay.
The cornerstone of the program is girls going door to door and selling. That's not to say that girls aren't making phone calls or sending texts, but the program is really meant to be about girls going out into their community and saying, "Hi, my name is, this is why I'm selling Girl Scout cookies." And that's going to remain the same forever. And we may add digital cookie, which allows girls to sell online, but it's still focused on that girl going out and learning the skills and making the sale themselves.
So it can be a very dangerous thing, going
Yes.
door to door. Do you guys teach safety precautions?
Oh, yes.
And do they go with someone?
Yes. So we encourage girls to go in pairs, but to always have an adult presence with them.
Okay.
Never to sell at night, even if asked, like it's because it's cold. We sell cookies when it's cold in
Sure,
Wisconsin.
yeah.
Even if they're asked.
We do everything when
and
it's
cold, right? You put on your big coat and you go out there, with your order form. Even if they're asked to go inside, they're told to politely decline. And the girls really know that. I mean, from little on, they know the rules and they follow the rules. I mean, one of our parts of our promise in law is to be honest and fair, and they always follow through.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So it's important, I think, that folks understand that if a Girl Scout comes to your door, it's not just about buying good tasting cookies. It's about helping out the mission of what they're trying to do, whatever it may be.
That is exactly it. You said it perfectly. It's not about the delicious cookies you get to eat. It's about what those girls get to do because you bought those cookies.
Right. And how much are they? Are they all pretty much the same
They're $4
price?
a box.
$4 a box.
The only exception is the trio, which is our gluten-free cookie, and that is $5 because it needs to be made in a gluten-free facility.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, but still,
Yeah.
$5. I mean, I think that that's very reasonably priced. I can't remember how much they were back then when I
Yeah.
was selling them, but I think that's a very reasonable price.
Well, and the other thing to remember is that every cent of every dollar earned through the Girl Scout Cookie Program stays right here.
Okay.
So it gets split between the troop itself, the girls, obviously they can get these fun things, but then the girls, their troop, the service area, so Oshkosh here, gets some of it, and then the council. And the council uses that money to put on girl programming like the Wow Wonders of Water Day, and to put on Girl Scout Camp and all of that stuff. And so when you buy this, you know that you're buying something that is staying right here,
Okay.
100%.
All right, fantastic. I want to get serious for just a moment, because I think it is a question that needs to be addressed. Last year, the Boy Scouts,
Yes.
who, as I mentioned at the outset, will be here in the second segment, they made this announcement that girls were going to be allowed to join Boy Scouts.
Yes.
I have mixed feelings about that, quite honestly. I'm trying to still kind of process that in my head.
I think a lot of us are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they probably are too.
Yes.
They feel that that's a move that they needed to make, and I'll find out more in the next segment. But I'm trying to figure out, what a girl feels that she could get with the Boy Scouts that she's not getting in the Girl Scouts. And I ask that because it has been a long time since I've been in scouting, and I'm sure that scouting it has evolved and
Yes.
changed a lot since I've been there. So what kinds of things do you think that they can get with the Boy Scouts that they aren't being offered or they can't get with Girl Scouts?
So this is what I would say. I think there's a lot of misconceptions about what our program is. I think people think that the Eagle Scout is something that we don't have an equal to. We do. We have the Gold Award. I think people think that they can't get outdoor experiences through Girl Scouts, and that isn't true either. Girl Scouts provides outdoor experiences in all levels to all girls, kindergarten through 12th grade. Our council offers. I brought some of our books. We offer camps, day camps for little girls. We offer overnight camps for intermediate girls, and then we offer extensive wilderness tripping where girls get to go out on the trail from anywhere from 5 days to 3 weeks. And so what I think happens is people think because the Boy Scouts is such a visible organization and people know that the Eagle Scout and people know about their outdoor experiences that they don't know about our experiences, and what they see is this. They don't actually see what we do.
Sure.
And so that's really what I think the mixed message is. And at the end of the day, Girl Scouts is an organization for girls and created by girls. We are girl-led. All of our new badges are designed by girls, and we believe in a single gendered environment where girls can be girls and raise their hand first and do everything that they want to do.
Do you see this, and I'm asking you to kind of gaze into your crystal ball here, your Girl Scout crystal ball. Do you see this as something that is going to negatively or dramatically impact the membership in Girl Scouts, not just in this area, but nationwide?
No, I think what it's going to do is it's going to make us a better organization. We are going to then go out there and prove why Girl Scouts is the best choice for girls.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, excellent. Do you possibly see, and I think you pretty much already answered this because it's a single-sex thing, but do you see a point at some juncture that Girl Scouts would allow boys in?
I do not. I think
Okay.
Girl Scouts really prides itself on being an organization that creates girls of courage, confidence, and character who make the world a better place. And part of that is this idea where girls can go and be in a place where girls can be girls. And by girls can be girls, I mean they can do what they want, when they want it, in an organization, in a program created for them.
Okay, all right, good. If people want to get their child involved in scouting, who do they contact? What's the best? I know I hope anyway, we've been putting up the website address. But for people who are listening to this on the radio, I'm sorry that you can't see the beautiful boxes and see Ella the elephant and so forth. But the website address for folks on the radio is gsnwgl.org, and I'll say that again before we end the segment.
Yes.
And it's up on the screen now for people watching on television. So how do people get involved? Should they contact the website?
I would go right to the website. So last year we did a big new initiative. All councils across the country over the last few years have been moving to a new online platform that makes joining our organization so easy. You go online and you enter your information in, you put your zip code in, and it's going to show you all the troops available in your community, and you can choose one. And it's really, really wonderful. It's been going like gangbusters. It's so wonderful to be able to go online and see at my school right here, this is the troop available at Merrill right now.
Yeah.
And you can just click it and join. It's great. You can, and as an adult, you can volunteer through there. You could say, I want to be a part of this with my daughter, and you can volunteer right online. It's
Okay.
fantastic. If you aren't online, you can just call our office. The number is 888-747-6945, and we're going to help you do that right over the phone.
Okay. And again, the age that someone needs to be?
Kindergarten through 12th grade. Like I said, we are doing a soft launch of our 4K program, but our daisies are starting kindergarten.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I asked this before we started taping, and I don't want to spend a lot of time on it, but I was also involved in Campfire Girls early on in my career as a child.
Sure. Yeah.
And Campfire Girls is definitely different from the Girl Scouts.
Yes, very much so.
Right.
It's a different organization. Our organization tries to is inclusive of all girls. And so is Campfire Girls, but that is based up through a religious organization. And so it's very much based through their faith. And with Girl Scouts, we accept girls of all faiths. And the program is geared towards every girl, everywhere. And they can explore their faith through our program, through the My Promise, My Faith PIN program that's available every year. But any girl of any faith can participate.
Okay. You sent us some pictures, and I want to, they've already got some up, but if we can kind of just start over and take a look at them. And so what are we seeing right here?
These are some girls who are selling Girl Scout cookies.
Yay!
And those are girls in their warm or their cold weather duds going out to sell some Girl Scout cookies.
Okay.
Yeah.
And next?
This is actually, I put this one in here because tonight all of our girls are at a cookie rally. And this is a picture from Oshkosh's cookie rally last year.
Okay. All right. We love Girl Scouts.
Yep.
All right.
And that was a photo booth. This is actually a cool picture from every year through our Girl Scout camps. We do a Wild Wild West program where the girls go out to the Dakotas and they kind of plan their own trip through the Dakotas, and they stopped in the Badlands, and this is them dressing up in some old-timey wear.
And those look like older Scouts there.
These are girls, to go on that trip, you have to be in the 9th grade or up. So these are high school Girl Scouts.
Okay, all right. Yep. And do we have another photo? There we go.
These are some girls. These girls are in the 8th grade, 7th and 8th grade, and one of our programs is called Northwoods Adventure at Girl Scout Camp, and one of the big things they get to do is they get to go zip lining. And so they get to do like a half day of zip lining, and it's a very big deal. They love it. And so this is one of the pictures. I believe that's in Minocqua.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, when again,
Yeah.
there was no such thing as zip lining
No.
when I was in Scouts. So
Yeah.
that's very cool. So, I mean, things have evolved over the years, and that's
Yeah.
good to see.
In a good way. We evolve with girls. So as girls' tastes change, we change.
Sure.
But we still give them the tools to succeed in their future, which is what's really important.
Sure. Now, so we talked about how kids go about joining if their parents want them to join.
Yeah.
If we've got someone out there who wants to volunteer,
Mm-hmm.
with your organization, you always have a need for volunteers. I'm sure.
Always. Always.
So what would the volunteers do?
Sure. And actually, you say we have a need for volunteers. I always want to state, we have more girls than we have volunteers. So the barrier to joining Girl Scouts is typically that we don't have adults to lead them. So how you join is you just go online and join, or you can call us. And what you can do is you can be a troop leader, a co-troop leader, which is what it sounds like. You go in and you help the girls on their way to earning badges, going zip lining, doing all that. But we also have other positions that we always need to be filled. One this time of year that's very important is we have troop cookie managers and service area cookie managers. So you would manage cookies in the or in the Oshkosh area or the Appleton area or wherever. And that position is very vital this time of year. Sure. We also have trainers who train adult volunteers. Really, whatever your interest is, we have a volunteer position that would be good for you, a good fit for you.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
So again, if you've got a child who wants to join,
Yes.
or you want to join yourself and help them out volunteering, you can go online to their website at gsnwgl.org, or you can call their phone number 888-747-6945.
I should probably say, one of the big things people think is that if I don't have a child in Girl Scouts, I can't volunteer. That is definitely not true.
Okay.
Anybody who wants to volunteer, we would love to have them, including men. We'll take male volunteers as well.
Okay.
You're gonna work with a female as well,
Okay.
but men can definitely volunteer. My dad was a troop leader, my troop leader.
Wonderful.
For
All
years,
right.
yeah.
Well, listen, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, good luck with the cookie sale.
Yes.
We're going to take a short break, and then we'll talk with Cub Scouts, or Boy Scouts, I should say. We'll be right back.
It's not just what you say, it's how you say it. It's said that a narrow vision is divisive, a broad vision expansive, but a divine vision is all-inclusive. Welcome all groups of citizens working for the greater good of the community. Speak your piece and be inclusive. The Oshkosh Civility Project is a community-based effort. More information at oshkoshcivilityproject.org.
Hi, and welcome back to the second half of Eye on Oshkosh. I continue to be your host, Cheryl Hentz. We're now joined by Kevin Corkin to my right. He is the Twin Lakes District Director. And we have, to my left, we have Elijah Rogers, who is a Venturing Crew 9269 youth member and past scout. I'm sure you'll explain to us what Venturing Crew is. And immediately to my right, we have Nyssa Schneider. You're a Venturing youth member.
Yes.
So welcome. Thanks for being here, all of you. So let's talk a little bit first, Kevin, about the mission of the Scouts.
Yeah, so the mission of the Boy Scouts of America is to prepare young people for the future, and preparing them to really take on the leadership roles, and we do that through our Scout oath and our Scout law, and it's all young people, boys and girls.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and so how's scouting doing in this area, in the Oshkosh area?
Yeah, so in Oshkosh, we've actually been doing very well. I just moved to the area 2 months ago, but over the last 3 years, we've had growth in the number of scouts in the Boy Scout programs, from Cub Scouts all the way to our venturing program as well.
Sure. So how many, if you know, and I don't want to put you on the spot, how many scouts would you say you have in the Oshkosh area?
In Oshkosh, we have 1,700 youth.
Wow.
In all those programs. Yeah.
That's very large. I mean, that's very large. So is one of your responsibilities to increase the scouting presence?
Yeah, so it's part of my role is promoting scouting. We go to the schools and talk to youth about joining scouting in the fall. I also work with leaders on training them to be great leaders, because all of our programs are run by volunteers. And then also fundraising is another big part, and we've had success the last 2 years in Oshkosh at hitting our fundraising goals as well.
What kinds of things do you do for fundraising?
A lot of it is, we talk to our families that are already in scouting every year through our Family Friends of Scouting program. And then also we have a community outreach as well, so we have volunteers that help raise money in the Oshkosh area in the community with businesses, and myself and other volunteers will meet with different business leaders throughout all of our communities.
Okay.
Because we serve not just Oshkosh, we go out to Wapaka and Plainfield and some of the outlying communities as well, Watoma.
Sure.
As well.
So this, there's a Twin Lakes Council. Now, how is this kind of set up, Kevin? Is Twin Lakes Council part of, how wide of an area does it go?
Yeah, so we're actually the Twin Lakes District, so we're divided into 7 districts, and we're all a part of the Bay Lakes Council. So the Bay Lakes Council covers...
Bay Lakes Council.
We cover the eastern Wisconsin, just north of Milwaukee, and the whole eastern side of Wisconsin all the way, and we cover the whole upper peninsula of Michigan as well, and that's actually where I just came from, was covering the whole UP.
Okay, so... You didn't come far, and it's still cold. So let me talk to you guys for just a moment or two here and find out, how long have you been in scouting and what got you interested in it? Who wants to go first?
Yes, I will.
All right, go ahead.
So I've been in scouting since kindergarten, and I'm a senior now in high school. So I've been in scouting my full career time that you can.
Okay.
Now I'm going on to be an adult leader in my troop. The crew that I'm in is the NYLT crew, that is National Youth Leadership Training. We train scouts from 13 in first class up to Eagle.
Okay, all right, excellent. And what do you feel that you have most gained from your time in scouting?
My independence, kind of self-advocating, and because when I was little I wasn't like that, and that was my biggest thing, is that.
Okay, and a little more outgoing now, I'm sure, because scouting does it builds confidence. I was telling our first guest, I was in Girl Scouts, when I was a kid. My brother started out in Cub Scouts, then Boy Scouts, and he had his kids in scouting, and they're all grown up now and out of scouting, but he continues on, and you know my brother well, so he's very, very devoted to scouting, and it does build a lot of good characteristics that otherwise one may not have. So Nyssa, let's hear about you. You're a venturing youth member.
Yes.
I'm surprised in a little ways to see you sitting here, because I know that girls are first now being allowed into scouting, but you've apparently, it looks to me like you've been in scouting for a while.
Yes.
Tell us how did that come to be?
So venturing is a program, a branch of Boy Scouts, and we have girls and boys, co-ed, from 14 up, and also if you've graduated 8th grade. So high schoolers, 14-year-olds. My birthday is after 8th grade, so I joined as soon as 8th grade was over, and I took the course NYLT. So I was not quite 14 yet, but I was 13, so I was still able to be in Venture Scouts.
Okay, all right. So Venture Scouts is something where the girls are allowed in, but that's the only place they're allowed in until you start rolling out the other things sometime this year and next year. And we'll talk a little bit about that. And so for both of you, is your wish and plan to continue on with scouting, even as an adult?
Yes, I'm actually an ASM in my troop, so that's Assistant Scoutmaster.
Okay, very good.
Yes, I plan to definitely be in as an adult, and Venture Scouts also is for youth, I guess, because we are able to accept people that are up to 21. So you can technically be an adult and be in Venture Scouts at the same time. But I
Okay.
also plan to be a leader when I'm older too.
Sure, and you can stay in it as long as
Oh,
you
yeah.
want. My brother's
Yep.
in his 50s, and he's still hard at it. So.
Yeah. I have a lot of dedicated leaders that have been around for years, even after their kids have left the program, and a lot of alumni as well that come
Yeah.
back to us and
Yeah.
become leaders.
My father was involved when my brother was younger too. So, you know, it's and I think my mother was probably involved in Girl Scouts to a certain degree when I was in scouting. So it's kind of a family thing, but it's a good thing. So let's talk a little bit about this. You know, because this is kind of a new thing for sure. That girls are going to be allowed in Boy Scouts. And are they going to be allowed in Cub Scouts also?
Yeah, so actually it's starting out in Cub Scouts. I'll explain a little bit about our benching. So we've had girls in scouting in the Boy Scouts of America for since the 70s actually. It was called Explorers before.
Okay.
And we still have Exploring, but in 1998 is when it branched off and became Venturing. Which is our high adventure program. So we've had young ladies in venturing, as Nyssa said, 14 to 20-year-olds for quite some time now. And then in exploring, that's our career awareness program, and it's for boys and girls 14 to 20, and they're all career-based. So like the police department might have a post, fire department, hospitals, and they learn about the careers, and it's a branch of the Boy Scouts of America.
Sure. So there's, you know, since this announcement was made last year that you're now going to be accepting girls in, you know, it's gotten a lot of speculation. It's gotten a lot of press, and I don't know if you heard the earlier segment. I'm personally a little on the fence with this because I don't know how it's all going to kind of roll out, and I'm sure you guys are kind of still trying to sort this all out. That's why you're not going to be rolling it out until later this year, you know, for the little ones. But what prompted this decision? Because this is a pretty major thing.
Yeah, so it's something that as a national organization they've been talking about for a while now, and they've done a lot of research on allowing girls to be in scouting. And one of the big things I think that kind of prompted this is we've had quite a few young ladies and sisters, you know, that have been coming to troop meetings, coming to pack meetings, and they're getting involved in Cub Scouting. We've always said it's been a family program, and we've always allowed families to come and participate. And we always have sisters, you know, that come and tag along, but they can't earn anything. They can't earn the awards. So that's, you know, part of the decision was decided because, you know, we want to open it up to families. Plus nowadays we're finding that families have, you know, a hard time making commitments, and, you know, there's so many different activities for them to be a part of, and, you know, they're bringing their, you know, say they're bringing their daughter to dance, or, you know, their son to robotics, and then they're going to scouts, and then, you know, they might be going to Girl Scouts, and sometimes it's hard, you know, for families to fit in their time. So, you know, we're bringing an opportunity where they can all come together. They can go camping together. That's going to be a big thing, you know, where instead of excluding the sisters and daughters, you know, they can come along as well. And part of our history, as I said, we've had girls allowed in scouting in the Boy Scouts in the older program, and this fall we'll be opening up the Cub Scouts, which is kindergarten through 5th grade, to allow girls. But they're actually, you know, as the Girl Scouts said, you know, there's times where girls want to be with girls and, you know, boys want to be with boys. I know that's some of the concern that some parents have had. But we're really offering at the Cub Scout level, it's by den level. So like the kindergartners we just started last year actually are the Lion Cubs, 1st graders are Tigers, 2nd are Wolves, 3rd are Bears, and then our 4th and 5th are Webelos. So they meet as a pack usually once a month, and then 1 to 2 times a month they meet as a den level. So the plan is to have girl dens and boy dens where they can still be with you know, their gender specific groups as well. Another part of I guess why we've decided to do this is that we actually did have a sister program, which I guess you were a part of, the Campfire Girls. So the Boy Scouts actually helped start the Campfire Girls in the early 1900s. We were started in 1910. And Campfire Girls were started, I think, in the 1920s or shortly before that.
I wasn't a member back then, but
No, not back then. And for whatever reason, the Campfire Girls split off from the Boy Scouts, but they would meet together with the Boy Scouts in the beginning, and then they'd split off after they did their openings together.
that's interesting. I didn't know that they
yeah,
were started,
right.
by you guys.
Yeah, so,
that is an interesting little tidbit. One of the concerns that I'm sure people have, and I've given it some thought too, just in talking with my brother and so forth, is I know that when you're at camp, you're supposed to take a buddy with you when you go somewhere. If you have, for example, just one girl in a pack or a group, a den, whatever they're called, how will that work with her taking a boy or a buddy, if you will? It's going to have to be a boy, probably. How's that going to play out?
So actually, in the scouting program, as you said, we have the buddy system. But in Cub Scouts, there has to be at least 5 to 6 kids at least in a den to form a den. Just because we want to make sure there's enough numbers. So with the girls as well, we'll be making sure that there's enough girls in each of the Cub Scout packs that are going to adopt this.
Okay.
And we already have these rules in place with the venturing program.
Sure.
They always, the girls are only tenting with girls, the guys are only tenting with guys, and that's part of our youth protection policies. And we have policies in place too to protect our youth from adult members as well, and they also protect adult members from accusations, and so it kind of goes both ways. But these policies that are in place for our venturing program are going to be in place for our Cub Scout program as well, where there'll have to be at least one female leader on the camp out if there's any girls there as well, and that's the same policies we have with our venturing program.
Okay, good. So it seems to me like there's been a lot of thought that has been put into this even before you made the decision and made the announcement as an organization.
Yeah, it's definitely something. As I said, they've been researching, and they've asked a lot of parents who aren't in scouting, hey, would you, just kind of mentioning, here's what the Cub Scout program is. Would your daughter be interested in this kind of program? And they had over 87% of people, say like, yeah, I'd want this for my daughter. And we're leaving it up to the packs as well. So each unit will get to decide if, and their charter partner, all of our Boy Scout units have a charter partner, whether it's a church or the VFW or the Rotary Club. Between the two of them, they'll decide if they're going to allow girl dens as well.
Okay.
So there will be boy-only packs. We'll have girl-only packs, and then we'll have packs that have boy dens and girl dens. So those are kind of the 3 options at our Cub Scout level. And that will start in this fall of 2018, and then we're looking at our Boy Scout program in 2019. Which will allow young ladies to earn the Eagle Scout Award as well.
Okay, fantastic. One of the, I guess, speculations when the announcement was made last year about girls being allowed in was that the Boy Scouts are seeing their membership decline. Is there any truth to that, or can you address that?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, we've had some decline over the years, as every youth organization has. The same with every civic group, Rotary, Kiwanis. There's been organizations in general have seen a decline, and that's partly why we are looking at how can we improve scouting and how can we address this. And that's been a big thing, is looking at opening it up to families and saying, hey, as a family you can come. As the Girl Scouts said, they're looking at getting more leaders involved, and that's something we're always looking for, is how do we get more leaders involved. And if the whole family is involved, maybe mom and dad are both going to be interested in volunteering. Or in the same case, there's a lot of single families, single mothers, single dads out there that have a hard time with all their kids deciding where they're going to take them. And that, that's a big thing, is just, finding time to do activities. And we feel like this will help. As we're looking into the future, we always have to think about change. We've been an organization for over 100 years now, 107 years, and we definitely want to be around in the next 100 years.
Sure. Well, I think it's, no matter where someone sits on this issue of girls being allowed in, I think it shows that the organization as a whole is trying to, look at how we've evolved as a society, the many directions that parents and their kids are pulled in. You said it best, I think, that, there are far too many activities, and, there's only so many hours in a day, and there's only so many parents, one or two parents in a family who can carpool these kids to wherever they need to go. So this is one way to sort of combat that, and you're evolving with the way society and families evolve.
That's something we've actually talked to our leaders too in the local community and in Oshkosh, and there's been a lot of positivity on wanting to allow girls. Lots of leaders that have daughters that want to be in scouting, and so far a lot of our packs are looking to add girl dens as well to their programs, and even our Boy Scout leaders are excited about it. We've had some concerns from some people. Once we kind of talk about it and explain why and the history of, having, the programs in the past, a partnership with Campfire, helps people understand why we're doing that.
Sure.
And that's one thing we say is, whether it's Girl Scouts or Boy Scouts or any youth organization, we definitely believe youth and being in any of these organizations is positive, and as the Boy Scouts, we like to see kids in all these organizations.
Sure.
We have kids that do sports and scouting, and and those are some of our best scouts too. Nyssa actually is a Girl Scout too, and in Boy Scouts.
You are?
Yes.
Oh, wow. How do you find the time to do all that? And you're busy earning a lot of badges in a lot of different places, I guess, huh?
Yes, I am. So Girl Scouts, like Boy Scouts, we manage our own schedules. We, as a crew, what a venture crew would be called, we manage our own schedules. We meet when we can. We usually do once a month for our crew, and then Girl Scouts once a month we normally stick to the same day, so they're both manageable.
Okay, good. And what have you gotten, Nyssa, from the Boy Scouts that you don't think you could have gotten or would have not gotten with the Girl Scouts?
Well, I would say for Boy Scouts in particular, I think I've gained more communication skills personally as a Venture Scout because of NYLT.
And explain to folks what that is.
NYLT is National Youth Leadership Training.
Okay.
It focuses on teaching and resolving conflicts and better communication skills.
Okay.
Would you like to add anything?
Excellent. Wow, I mean, I'm impressed. I can't, I wasn't expecting you to say that she was in Girl Scouts too. So I'm a little blown away by the fact that you're in school, you're, obviously probably, I'm assuming, in other activities as well with school, and then you're in both of the scouting elements. So I think that's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
you're not in Girl Scouts though, right?
Yeah, and that's something we encourage. If there's girls in Girl Scouts that want to do Boy Scouts too, that's awesome. If you can find the time like Nyssa has, the more power to you.
How much time does it take? How much time would you say that you're spending, Elijah, on a monthly basis with Scouts?
We have a troop meeting every Monday, or almost every Monday, so that's like an hour every Monday, so it's like at least 4 hours, and then we have an outing, which is a whole weekend.
Okay, all right, so that's, and then is there other time that you have to spend earning badges and things like that?
Yeah, there's summer camps, which is like once a year. And there's air badge workshops that you can take and go and do. That's kind of on your own terms and whenever you have time to do it. So.
Okay, all right. Nyssa, what about you? How much time are you spending just on the Boy Scouts?
The Boy Scouts, like Elijah, we don't meet every week. We meet once a month for my crew. And we usually do, programming-wise, we have about, I would say, one outing per month, sometimes two. We just try to do everything we can because it's a lot of fun.
Sure. Well, you guys are obviously managing your time well. We're down to about 5 minutes left in our segment here. You sent me some pictures, and we didn't get to use them all, but I'd like to bring the pictures up now and tell us what we're seeing here, for example.
Yeah, so this is one of our programs. We have archery and other shooting sports programs as well.
Okay, all right, next.
So this is a program we started just a few years ago at Gardner Dam Scout Camp, ATV program in a partnership with Polaris.
Now that looks like a lot of fun.
Right. That's something
As
for-
does this, especially this time of year when we're freezing in Wisconsin. What are we seeing here?
This is our Cub Scout World Camper Rokalio. They have water wars with the paddle boats, so that's a lot of fun.
Okay, and next?
That's one of our campfires at Bear Paw Scout Camp in Mountain, Wisconsin.
Where is it held?
Mountain, Wisconsin, at Bear Paw
Mountain,
Scout
Wisconsin.
Camp.
Okay, and here's a parade.
Yep, with local Oshkosh pack there.
Okay, all right. I'm not sure if we have any others or. Yep, there we go.
So it's kayaking, which is more for our older scouts and venturers as well.
Okay, and so that's it for the pictures. Like I said, you sent a lot more, but I wasn't sure we were going to have a chance to see them all. Let's talk a little bit about the Pinewood Derby, because that's something that I think anyone who's familiar with scouting at all, with the Boy Scouts, is aware of. But let's just talk a little bit about that.
Sure.
Just briefly tell us what it is.
Do you want to explain? You've done, I'm sure, many Pinewood Derbies as a Cub
So
Scout.
Pinewood Derby, it's basically a chunk of pine that's got just a little chunk of piece of wood that comes pre-cut for the wheels, and then you get to design it, paint it whatever you want, and as long as it stays in that shape, that size.
Okay, all right. And there's races, and you race. So it's very simple, and yet I've seen a lot of different kinds of cars
Right.
over the years. It's amazing what you can make out of a chunk of wood.
Yeah.
And are the designs? Do you guys come up with the designs? Okay. And how do you do that? I mean,
Just whatever the Cub Scouts want to design, it's encouraged for the Cub Scouts to do it, not the parents.
okay. Well, as it should be.
Right.
I think. But you can get a little help.
Yeah.
Right? You can get a little help.
Yeah,
from
I'll help
parents.
with a little bit of cutting.
Volunteering. I know with the Girl Scouts, they need volunteers. I'm sure you guys need volunteers in your organization as well. How do people go about volunteering, and what kinds of volunteer opportunities are there?
Yeah, so we have lots of different volunteer opportunities, whether it's being a scout leader, helping lead those meetings, every Monday or a couple times a month. Plus, there's more behind-the-scenes work at our district level. Bill helps out with he helps out with all of our Eagle Scout awards and signing off and making sure all the paperwork's completed and going through the board review. So we have leaders that help out with that, with our programming on a district level. And then fundraising as well. We have community members or alumni that are helping us with our fundraising efforts. And anyone interested in volunteering can reach out to our Bay Lakes Council, bsa.org, or to sign up for scouting as a volunteer or as a scout. It's beascout.org is our website that shows all the local units in the area.
That one's beascout.org?
Beascout.org.
Okay. I know that we have another one that I think we've probably been putting up. That's scouting.org. So if you're listening on the radio, you can go to any of these websites, scouting.org, beascout.org, or bsa.org. Okay. We're going to be putting some things on our website too about this. So I'll be sure to include all those different addresses. I want to thank you guys for being here. It's been a real pleasure, and
thanks for
good
having
luck.
us.
And
Thank
you, and welcome to the area.
Yeah, thanks.
So before we kind of wrap things up tonight, I did just want to make one little announcement here. I got this very late this afternoon. But it's for parents in the Oshkosh Area School District. The district will be conducting a test of its emergency communication system, and in advance of that test, the test is going to be on Thursday, February 1st at 7 p.m. But in advance of that test, the district is asking all parents or guardians to review their contact preferences within the district's campus messenger system and make any updates that you'd like to make or that are needed to be made. Detailed instructions were sent home to district families, and they're available also online at the Oshkosh Area School District's website, which is oshkosh.k12.wi.edu. oshkosh.wi.us. Again, that's oshkosh.k12.wi.us. And this is merely an exercise. It's a proactive approach to help families be assured that they're receiving timely information in the event of a real emergency. So again, that will be on February 1st, which is a Thursday night at 7 p.m. So, and we're going to be putting that on our website as well. So I got lots of work to do tonight after the show. So, and I just want to thank you guys again, and I want to thank the Girl Scouts, Melissa from being here earlier, as well as Ella the Elephant, and I want to thank the crew, and most of all, I want to thank you for being a loyal viewer and for checking us out. We'll see you next time. Until then, take good care. Keep your eye on us. We've got our eye on Oshkosh.
Thank you.